Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with me, and I'm going to try to talk through most of this one. I don't know if I'll be able to, but if I don't, then we'll play some music. I'm going to work with the E-Club kit today, and this is the E-Club kit for November. It's very, very pretty, and it's lots of goodies in here. Look how big this pack of ephemera is. It's Icons and Title Ephemera Set. This is the Mistletoe and Memories collection. But it's got tons, and I'll never use all of these, but I'm going to give it a good shot. It's got some little white envelopes, and these actually inspired me to what we're going to make today. It's got some vellum packs. It has some sequins. And then this is the 10-page digital. We'll get to it in a minute. This is, and I've already taken mine apart, but this is the collection pack. And it's Mistletoe and Memories, and it's a 6x8. It's very pretty. I'm not going to go through every sheet because we're going to be working with some of these, so, but I love that and that. Just got a lot of good. You can make a beautiful December daily out of this. And I may, I don't know what I'm going to make. I may turn it into a December daily. I'm not sure. I said I wasn't going to go through all of them, didn't I? Some of them are repeats and some of them are not, but look at that. I love that. So anyway, you got a full pack of that. You got some red and green cardstock. And you got some beautiful ribbon. This is a shiny top ribbon. And then you got 2 sheets of tags. And this is from the same collection. That's the back of them. So all you have to do is cut them out and they're ready to go. And those are 12 by 12 sheets. And then of course you got your zipper bag, and you got a distress crayon from Tim Holtz. I'm not sure what color you got. We had to buy a variety because they didn't have enough of one color, of course. Mine's called Sugary Gumdrop. So we're going to play with that a little bit. And then this is the 10-page digital that I made to go with the kit. So when you purchase the kit, you'll get a download link where you can download this freebie. I love that page. Well, I love all the pages because I made them. I love them. And that's one of my favorites too. But anyway, we're going to work with some of this. Now, there's no way I can make something out of all of these pieces because it's so much. But we're going to work with what we can. Let's see, where can I lay this where I can have access to it pretty quick? Maybe right there on the other edge of my desk. Okay, I'm going to lay that there. So I'm going to work with some of the papers first, but I grabbed out some of the envelopes that was left over. I know you only have 2 in your kit, but you probably got envelopes laying everywhere like I do. And if you don't, they're really, really inexpensive at like the Dollar Tree. But I'm going to use this size that came in the kit. Now you can use whatever size you want. You can use the tall ones, the big ones, whatever. You can use junk mail envelopes. Just drag out all the junk mail envelopes and use them. And they don't all have to be the same size. Mine are going to be just because we had a few left over of this size, but they don't all have to be. And we're just going to make a little journal out of these envelopes. And I'll show you what I've already started it. I just had to, I had to start this to see if I knew if I remembered how I did one a long time ago. And I did remember when I started going through, but I'm going to just pull them all apart and then I'll show you how you get started. All you have to do to get started is you're going to interlock your envelopes, and you're just going to put one flap in the envelope and press it all the way down. Just press it all the way in there where the end of the envelope comes right where that folds over. And then you're just going to take your flap that you have sticking out, and you're going to start adding envelopes. And you're just going to add them the same way. Press them all the way down, and then you'll just flip to another one and add an envelope. As long as you have a little flap out here, we're going to be adding envelopes. And we will add a front cover and a back cover to this. So, okay, we got that one on. And we're just going to slide this flap down in that one. Now, I know there are other people I have seen that do these a little bit different. I do them this way. I've done them this way for many years, and they seem to turn out okay. So if you want to watch somebody else and do them a different way, that's fine. Or if you have another idea of how to do these, but this is how I've always done them. I just had to kind of remember this morning. Okay, so we've got, and I'm not going to add too many. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 envelopes. I might go ahead and just put this one on. Well, that one's a double one. That's okay. We'll just stick this in there. And see, it's okay if you have an extra one stuck down in there. Like this one was already put together, and I just stuck this one in behind it. It's okay to do that, just however you want to do these. And see, that's going to be, this will hook to our back cover, and then we'll hook our front cover on here. So that's going to be the little journal right there. And when you flip it open, you'll have, there's a pocket here and a pocket here. And you can close these up and, you know, open your pockets at the top if you want. It doesn't matter. Now these two, since I put them together like I did, there's not going to be pockets on these, but that's great because you can put little side tucks on here. And we'll do some of that as we go through. This one's going to have a pocket here. This is going to be a plain. Pocket here, plain. And then in the middle, double pockets. Pocket here, plain. A plain one and a pocket. Plain one and a pocket. And then the back, of course. Now, you need to glue these together. I just put them in there to show you how to do these. But you do need to stick a little bit of glue in under here to hold them together so that your journal doesn't fall apart. So what I'm going to do, instead of taking them all apart again, I'm going to use my fine tip on my art glitter glue. And I'm just going to go down in there and add a little bit of glue. I'm just going to hold it up, go in, and put a little line of glue down through there. And hopefully that was coming out. Well, it probably wasn't. I let my glue sit up so long that it's not wanting to cooperate with me now. I'll need to add a little bit of water to it probably. There we go. So that one is going to glue that together. Just make sure that I got enough glue in there. It looks like I did. You can always come back later and add more glue if you feel like you need to. So we're going to add a little glue in there. And I'm just going to go through and add glue to all of these, and then we'll come back and start putting some covers on them. Okay, I've got them all glued, and I also went around and inked mine. I should have inked them in red, but I didn't even think about it till I was already going. And I might come back and do a little bit of red on the very edges. You can do that. You can add 2, 3, 4 different colors of ink together if you want. And I'm thinking I'm going to let this be my front so that I can put my front cover on there. So I'm going to leave that there. And I may even mark it because knowing me, I'll forget. There we go. Because, you know, I'm real good about putting things upside down. And the reason I inked is because I don't want my pages to go all the way to the edge. I want them to have a little bit of room around them, but I didn't necessarily want that white or off-white, whatever this is, showing. So now I'm going to use some of these pages, but I'll probably use some of our digitals too. I may just combine them a little bit. We'll see. I'm just going to decide which one I want to be my first page. And I'm thinking about that Merry Christmas because it is going to be my little Christmas journal. So, yeah, I'm thinking I'm just going to do this one. And here's another thing. You can do, use your paper scraps on this if you want to. If you've got a bunch of paper scraps, you can just collage these sheets. You don't have to use a full sheet of paper. I may, when I get on into it, I may start tearing some of mine and doing some different things. Right now, I'm going to just start off by doing this one just the regular way, but when we get on in there, we'll probably do some collaging and things on some different sheets. And excuse me if I say the wrong thing. I haven't talked a lot in so long that I think my vocabulary has completely left me. I had to do a video call this morning with a company, and I just completely forgot what I was saying. My mind was just like, ugh. Hold on, let me get my red ink. I think I might use this one. This one is Tim Holtz Barn Door. This one I have used a ton. So we can add a little ink. And this one's not going to show a lot of ink around it, but yeah, I think my vocabulary has left me. And I'm going to do this and see what this looks like. Yeah, I'm just going to put a little bit over that brown, just to kind of bring a little bit of this red in there. And I may need to re-ink that pad. I haven't used it in a while. All right, let's get our Merry Christmas the right way up. I think I'm going to start right there. So what have you guys been doing? Let me know in the comments. I miss reading your comments. I miss talking to you, but I also miss reading your comments because I haven't had a lot of comments lately. I had a few on Mondays, but I like reading your comments. I like knowing what's going on in your world. I had an appointment with a pain management doctor, and he seems to think he can help me some, so we'll see. What did I do with my bone folder? Does anybody see it? Do you see? There it is. So we'll see. We just did a little preliminary with him last week, and then got another appointment, so we'll see what we can do, or what he can do. Let's see, since I've got such a bright color on that first page, I'm thinking on this page I may go with something like this, and I'm thinking I may close this part of the pocket up and make a pocket at the top, so you can slide some things down in there. You can do that either way. You can go either way with this. So what we're going to do is cut it. Keep losing things too. I told you, I think I about forgot how to craft. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this off. Somebody asked about these trimmers. Right now we're out and they're on back order. I'm hoping that we get some maybe next week, but I don't know. I tell you, things are really sketchy with our wholesale house right now. What we can get and what we can't get. I guess a lot of you have seen already, but I went ahead and ordered some of those 49 in Market mystery boxes that we had last year. And they only let each company have like so many. You couldn't get just as many as you wanted. You could only get X amount, and that's it. Because they only had so many, and they split them between the different companies. And of course, everybody was scammering for them. And by the time I got to them, because I got my email late that they had them, and by the time I got to them, they were already way down. So I got as many as I could, because those things are fantastic. I don't know how many of you got one last year, but oh my goodness, they had so many goodies in them. Now, should my stars go here? I think so. Or maybe, which way does it go? I don't think it matters. Or maybe they go up here. Let's put it on this side, because I think the stars should be up in the heaven, don't you? So I'm going to put my glue on this. You know, I normally forget and I put my glue on the paper, but when you're doing a pocket like this, when you're closing this up, always put your glue on here and not on the back of your paper, because you don't want to close this part up, so don't put any glue there. Alright, let's see if I put it in the right spots. And yeah, I think that brown and that red's going to look good together. So see, now when I cut this open at the top, I'll still have my full pocket because I didn't glue this part. Okay, so that is, so far, I'm going to put these scrap pieces over to the side because we'll definitely use those. Those will make really good little pockets at the bottom and side tucks and things. So anyway, I was just trying to figure out what you guys was up to. Sometimes y'all let me know and sometimes you don't. I need to know. You know, I'm a very inquisitive person. Oh, I like that. See which way it goes. Does anybody know which way the, I think, did they go this way? The little music notes? Yeah, they hang down that way, so that's up. I think. No, I'm wrong. There's a little bit of writing right there, so they go that way. So I'm going to put this one, I'm just going to cover the whole thing. We will come back and do some different embellishments on these. Excuse me, I had to cut that part out because I had to sneeze. And that was painful. Sneezing and yawning is two of my things that sets my jaw off. So I have to be very careful. Well, where did I put that? Does anybody know? Okay, I see it. Yeah, when I sneeze, I have to kind of hold everything together and not do a full-blown sneeze, because if I do, then it sets it off and then I'm in pain for hours on end. And I'm sorry for any of you new people who don't have a clue what I'm talking about and what's going on in my world. You can check out the video that I put up Monday, and under the video there's a little bit of insight on what's going on in my world and in my face. That looks pretty on there, that barn door. My baby girl has my Presley. She has my other red ink, so we're going to have to go with barn door, which I think it goes good with this collection anyway. She borrowed a bunch of my inks and markers and things. She's very creative, and so she wanted to make some things, so she borrowed a lot of that. Let's see, is that, yep, that's where nope. I'm telling you, I don't know. Some of the writing looks one way and that looks another. I think it's any way that I want it, right? Any way that I want it. I'll probably end up putting something over that anyway. Now, I know you might think that a little journal like this won't hold a lot, but believe me, they do. They hold quite a bit. Okay, this one I think I'm going to leave the pocket here. But I'm thinking I'm going to cut off these little tabs right here. I think, if I can. I could have cut those off before I started on this, but I think we'll be able to do it. They may not be perfectly straight, but we'll get them cut off. But yeah, this holds quite a bit, and it's just a good... Uh-oh, I didn't glue that one in, did I? We need to do that right quick. It's just a good small journal that you could even throw in your purse and work on if you wanted to. Let's see. Need to glue this on the back. I'm trying to think where I need to glue things. Somehow I missed this one when I was gluing. Okay, there we go. I think we got it now. I thought I had pulled on all of them and they were all glued in, but I guess I missed that one. But anyway, what I was saying, this does hold quite a bit, and with all the tags and pockets and things that we'll put on here, there's going to be plenty of writing, so you could keep it in your wallet. Not your wallet, but your purse. And take it out if you wanted to jot down some things. Okay. Now, I want to put some paper here because I don't want this just being plain like that. So we may use one of these little scraps right here. Let's see. What's on the opposite side? We might just use that little piece. A little green piece right there. I made one of these a few years ago, and we went to we had a crop that we went to, and I shared it at the crop, and I think everybody was making them because I brought tons of envelopes for everybody, and I think everybody made one of these before they left that weekend. And once you embellish your covers and all of that, I mean, you've got a really nice little journal. Now, when you're putting this on, make sure that you stay away from your little spine right here, because you don't want to make it where it won't close. So I cut it a little bit short, just so that it would not go into my spine. And I want to make sure that I keep my pocket. Come on. My pocket needs to be open. There we go. Okay, that still closes, so we're good. Just always go through every so often and check your cover. Now, once we put quite a few pieces in here, it's going to fill it up. That's why we've got this flap. And that flap, we can always just adjust the fold on it. So it's the little journal's going to adjust as you go through. And then we can cover here. And since I've got some bright green there, that's not going to be wide enough. No, I don't want to put that one on because I used that one there. So let's see what else we got. And you can do all of this with your digitals if you want. You don't have to use any of these pages. I like the pages, so I'm going to use them. Alright, we're going to cut that a little bit short. And what I'm going to do right here, if I can, most of the time I can, but we'll see if I can this time. I'm going to pull this up. I almost glued this little pocket together when I put that on the wrong side. I'm telling you, my brain's not working exactly like it needs to. There we go. We got it open now. So I'm going to try to pull this up and put me a little tab there. What do you think? I may have to put a tab again when I put the paper on. I don't know. Because I don't think this would punch through all of it. It might, but it would probably take my hand too. And now what I'm going to do is rub a little bit of this red on here. Just to kind of set that apart from the background. So it'll show where that little pocket opens. And then I think I might just bring this down like that. I can go back in there and punch a little. Let me just mark this. Let's see what we can do. If I mark it, maybe I can get it in the same spot. What do you think? It's like the guy I was talking to this morning. He said, "Oh, I'm sure you can do it." And I was like, "You have a lot of confidence in me that I don't." And the main thing is trying to figure out where I need to punch it now, where I made my mark. But yeah, at this point, I don't have a lot of confidence in what I'm doing, because I feel like my brain has lost some functioning since I've been down with this mess. And maybe it just lost it because it was already losing it. Who knows? That could very well be. Okay. Oops. Writing goes this way. Now, I'm going to punch this right here. I'm going to try to punch it before I put it on there, just so that I don't have to try to slide it up under there again. It works so well if you can see where you made your mark. I'm not going to slide it all the way in, because I just want a little punch. That works right there. Okay. Now you can also round your corners if you want to do that. I mean, there's tons of things you can do to these. You just make it yours. I did one of these a few years ago, and I can't remember how many years now, probably 5 or 6 more years. And I kept it, it was December, and I kept it beside my chair. So at night, I just made little notes in it about different things that happened that day, and, you know, kind of what went on, what the kids were doing, that kind of thing. And it was a lot of fun. So there's that. Got a little pocket there. This one, let me grab these pages and see what we might want to do. Thinking I might want to put some of this on this page. I love a collage like that. Just going to trim this white off, or tear it off. Oh, I might as well trim it, because I'm not holding it good today. Where my printer decides it don't want to print full page, so I keep threatening it that I'm going to throw it out in the yard and run over it with the truck, but it still doesn't work. Just about as quick for me to cut it as it is to try to tear it these days. Okay, bring this little guy back in here, and I just want to make sure that I'm staying right way up, because I'm famous about going upside down. Yeah, I think I want that on that page. I made a complete journal for a lady one time, quite a few years ago, and I thought, oh, it looked so great, which it did. It looked good to me, but I got finished with it, and I'm talking finished with it, and I realized that I had done the pages on 2 of the pages on the inside upside down. And so I had to try my best to tear that thing apart without damaging the good pages, and then put it back together again. That took me a while. Because I get caught up in adding pages and pockets and things to them, and I forget to check that I'm still going the right way. And I think I'm going to use my glue stick on these. They're a little bit better on your, ooh, that's a new one. They're a little bit better on the journal pages, the printables, than they are on the big thick paper. Yeah, I like that one on that page. Okay, then we've got another pocket here, but since I have a pocket here that goes that way, on this one I think I'll close it like I did the other one, and we'll open it either at the top or the side. We can do it either way. So let's see what I want to put on this page, and I think I'm going to go with another digital. That's a really pretty page. And I absolutely love that page. And that page. Let's put some of this page on there. Let's see. I'm going to go with this side maybe. Okay, so we're going to go all the way over on this page. But I want my flower to show, so I'm going to trim a little of this off. Let's see. I think I want the candy cane and the flower to show. So we're, or part of the candy cane anyway. I think I'll go from top down like that. Now, if I'm not adding red on all of these pages, I can go back and do that later. That can be done at a later date. I know I've got tons of journals started that you guys have been working on at the same time I have. And I plan on getting around to getting them finished or finish them up on camera. I just had to, I just couldn't do them the last 2 or 3 weeks. So I am going to get them done. So hang in there if you're working on one and want to see more progress on it. I'll get there eventually. Yes, there we go. So we're going to put our glue here, remember. Now you can also put your glue, you can put a little glue down through here like this. And then just go back and add glue to the back of your page if you want. Just make sure you add it on this side. But I'm bad about not adding it on the right side, so I just do this. I put it all the way around like this. Because knowing me, I would put it on the wrong place. Mop up any of that extra glue. Okay, there we go. I love that. Now I may open this one. I think I'll open it at the top. That'd be good. Okay, we're on to this one. And then we'll have our center. That'll be our center there. So we're moving on along. This one I may use a digital. Since I've got so much over here, I may come in with this green to kind of bring that over. See if I can cut this at the right spot. Yeah, I've got probably 4, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 5 journals that I need to get finished. I've just had to, when I come out here to work, I've just had to concentrate on the things that absolutely had to be done that day in the store. And I haven't had a lot of time to craft, so I think a few of you are waiting on a journal, and I apologize that I'm running so late. I promise you I will give you lots of goodies in your journal. I've just had to take some time off and rest my mouth. Okay. It sounds so funny to hear me say rest my mouth. I'm going to go around it just a little bit to put a little of that red on the edges. So that will work there, and we'll come in and put maybe a little side tuck or something on there. And now we're to the center part. Now I'm going to probably leave this and come back to it because I want to decide how I want to do these pockets. So I'm going to go on to this page and we'll come back to that other one, and once I decide how I want my pockets. And I know I can cut this off on my trimmer. Can't cut the long ways, but I can cut this way. I'm so bad about grabbing up my scissors. Let's see how big we need it, and then we can just trim everything off from there. I'm going to cover this full page. Like I said, it doesn't matter how you cover it. You can always come back and adjust or put, you know, pieces of paper on it, or collage pieces. You can always come back to it and do different things. just get your backing covered. Or if you don't want to cover these, just decorate them up, stamp them, and put embellishments on them. Just do different things like that. You don't have to cover them all the way like I'm doing. I mainly just wanted to show you how to put the little envelopes together. Gonna have lots of scraps when this is over with. I wore this shirt out here today that's long sleeved, and now I'm burning up. It's not warm outside, it's just that the sun's coming in all these windows that we have out here, and it's very warm in here. Get it to lay down. There we go. Oh yeah, I like that page on there. And then we've got this one. I think we'll make this a side tuck because we don't have any that are going this way. So let's make this into a side tuck. And I'm going to try to bring in some scraps that I can use to cover this. I'm going to go ahead and cut those little tabs off there so I can cover it better. Then we'll put our ink on here, cover that up. Cover my cutting up, Lordy mercy. But once we finish, you won't ever know that we did a little bit of crooked cutting. Okay. See, when I flip it, I always have to go back and check because I may turn it the wrong way. What shall we put here? I might just go in with a little bit of this. I know the writing is running this way, but that doesn't matter to me. I just don't want to put anything real bold since I got that over there. So we're going to cut it about right there. That'll give us enough room away from the spine. And then we'll cut it right there. Aaron is out of town with his family. They're singing, I can't remember what part of Alabama, but down in lower Alabama. And he has called me, I think, 2 or 3 times a day. He gets lonesome when they go on those trips because, you know, there's nothing really for him to do. And he's the type person, he likes to stay busy. There's really not a lot they can do because they're staying in this apartment at this church. And, you know, it's really been too cold to get outside and do anything. Of course, today they probably could, but so he gets bored and then he starts calling me, wanting to know what I'm doing and how's it going. Nope, I don't have any scraps that are big enough, so we're going to have to go back to this. And I may do something like that. I think that would be okay with that, don't you? Yeah, let's do that. Yep, there we go. I know I get a mess on my desk, don't I? And it all seems to fall right back here even though I move it out of the way. And thanks to my friend, I have a huge desk, but I have it all full right now. I have my journals on there in different areas, you know, so that I'll remember that I need to work on them, and then I have different papers that I've got going and different digitals I've got going. So it's full. I'm telling you, if I had one as big as Texas, I think I could fill it up. Okay, we got that there, and I'm going to try to punch that. It may not work. We're going to see if we can. That looks pretty close. Yeah, I punched it, no problem. We've got quite a few of these punches in stock, and they will be included in the Black Friday, the early Black Friday sale that's starting tomorrow. Well, starting tonight at 12:01 a.m. So if you are looking for punches, any kind of tools, all of that, make sure that you get in on the sale because we are marking things down lower than we ever have before. This is going to be a 40% off sale. We've never done 40% off before. But we just want you guys to know how much we appreciate you and how much we appreciate your business and sticking with us over the years. You have kept our family afloat, and we appreciate it. So, big sale, and all you have to do is use the code Black Friday 40, and I'll put it on the screen right here. And then on the Etsy store, we have the sale going there as well, but you don't have to use a code over there. It automatically takes off the amount. So, but the only thing is, on the Etsy store, we don't have all of the products that we have on our .com. Mainly on Etsy is our digitals. Most of our digitals, not all of them. I haven't been able to get all of them on there yet. It takes some time. But, so both stores having a sale starting tonight, ending Sunday night at 11:59. So, and you need to come early if you're planning on getting one of the mystery boxes from 49 and Market. I was talking about those a little while ago, and I think my mind trailed off and I got on something else. But we have a limited amount of those, plus it's a $200 box of goodies, and you know, if you got one last year, they're stuffed full of all types of 49 and Market items and everything: washi tape, stickers, rub-ons, 12x12 paper, 8.5 let's see, 6x8 papers, 6x6 papers, just tons of things. And it's a $200 box, but we're able to sell them to you to $64.95. So $64.95 for a $200 box of goodies, and they're saying 200 plus. So it's most likely going to be more than a $200 value. So make sure that you come early to grab yours, because I'm just afraid they're not going to last long. Last year, I think they sold out in like 30 minutes. And I couldn't get any more. And they've told us that these are going to be all that they're not going to have any more this year. And they're not even sure they'll have more next year. It just all depends on if Janine feels like putting some together. We didn't think she was going to put any together this year. She kept putting everybody off, and we kept asking and asking, and she kept saying no, no, no. And then all of a sudden, I got that email, and like I said, I got my email late. I don't know when she sent it out to everybody else, but I got mine late, and so I wanted to get 100, but I wasn't able to get that many because I didn't have that many left. So make sure that you get in on that sale, because that's something that you don't want to miss. When you can get $200 of product for $64, that's amazing. And I think this year I might even be able to get me one. I cut that a little bit short. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to slide it up, and then here at the bottom, I'll put a little pocket or something on there. I knew I was probably cutting it short because I couldn't see my line really well. I know a lot of people say mark it on the back. I should, but then I forget to do it. You're absolutely right. All right, we're going to make this a top pocket, and then I'll have another pocket down here. So we're going to glue this one just like we did the others. And you know what? I think I'm going to try to put it a little bit closer to this side. Not right up to the spot there, but not right up to the spine, but a little bit closer. And I know it can't go all the way down there to the bottom, so I'll just go back and put a little bit here. And if you're not signed up for our emails, make sure that you sign up, because we try to send out all of the information that we possibly can through email, so that everybody has the same, chance to get in on deals and things. And I know I've had a few people say, well, I didn't even know you was having that because I didn't get an email. And I apologize for that. We have reset our servers. We've gone to another email provider. They assure me that the emails are going out. I don't know why some people's servers may be blocking them. I don't know why that's happening. But they suggested that I just tell people to sign up again, because it could be just a glitch somewhere in your, your server, not necessarily ours. So if you're not signed up, sign up, because we give away freebies through our emails. A lot of times we have mystery codes through our emails. I mean, just all kinds of things. And those are things that we don't want you to miss. Okay, we've got that glued down. We're going to open it at the top, put a pocket down here to cover where I miscut. So that one's going to be good. And then I'm going to cover these two. And I think we may have to call it a day because this is getting a little bit long. So I'm going to use this paper. I think this paper's very pretty. Ooh, I love both sides of it though. You know I love the teal side. I think I might go this route and then do the other one somewhere else. Let's see if I can mark this a little bit better this time. And I'll put all the links below. That most of them are already there, but I'll make sure that all the links are below where you can sign up for the emails, where you can go to our store, because I know we have a lot of new people. They may not know about our store. But we sell all kinds of things. Things that you're seeing me use, we sell, and more. There's no way I could use everything that we sell. And then on our Etsy store, we have shirts and hats and all kinds of Christmas items that you could purchase for Christmas presents. And then we have digitals, all sorts of things. Yeah, I like that. Now you can see that this page is not exactly even with that. I'm not going to worry about that, because once you get all of this put together and you start adding embellishments to it, it's going to be to the point where it's going to be a little bit off anyway. And we can always put a little bit of lace on the edges or do different things that will dress that up. Okay, so this one was going to open at the top, and I may just put me a little thing here showing where I need to open that. And then here we'll probably come back and put a little, just maybe a little corner pocket or something like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and cover this one. And then we'll probably hold off for today, because I know this video is probably already long. Don't know how long. I don't think I've used this paper yet, have I? No, I've not used that one yet. So let's use this one. I like that and that together anyway. I know there's no teal on this, but we can add something over here from our embellishments to make these blend better together. Let's see. The candy canes are going in every direction, so we're going to flip it over and see what's the up and what's the down. I have been watching a lot of YouTube videos, so I've been kind of down in the mouth. Down in the mouth, that's a good thing. And our design team is really pouring out all sorts of videos for you guys. So they really stepped up and are doing a fantastic job. So you guys make sure, I've been trying to share them, and I've still got a couple to share tonight. But you guys make sure that you go and check them out. Why am I not seeing my little line there? And subscribe to their channels, and like and share, that kind of thing, because most of these ladies are very new to this. They're not people that have been doing this for a long time. Some of them have been on another design team, but most of them are brand new, and they've got brand new YouTube channels. So you have to start somewhere, but I want you guys to subscribe to them, and that way you can keep up with them and, show them some support, because they're really working hard with our digitals. And they're doing such a good job. These ladies are talented, I'm telling you. I don't know why their YouTube channels are not 100,000 because they're much more talented than I am. Okay, so we have got most everything covered. Just a few things, and then we'll come back and start adding pockets and tags and embellishments. I'll decide what I want to do with these. And then I'll also decide what I want to do with these back ones. So I'm going to stop there, guys. I hope that's okay with you. I hope you'll give this a try, and if you do, make sure that you share it over on our Facebook group. I love to see what you create and your twist on everything. It gives me lots of inspiration and lots of ideas on things that I can do to improve, because you guys are very talented as well. I'm telling you, all y'all need a YouTube channel so I can watch you all every night. All right, we will talk to you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.